Hiya, advent calendar announcements are coming in fast and furious, and I thought this might be a good time to discuss what we want to see and what we don't want to see from brands this year. I admit that I am quite finicky, for want of a better term, or nitpicky this year, partly because I've been feeling quite low and, quite stressed with my granddad being ill, and partly because, this is, I've been buying my first beauty advent calendar came in 2015. It was from Look Fantastic. And, the excitement that I had over that calendar. And, now, I'm not saying I'm jaded, I'm saying I'm seasoned. I've seen beauty advent calendars by the dozen over 5 years now. Wow, I feel quite old. So I'm going to tell you what I personally want to see and don't want to see from brands this year, but I want to know what you think as well. Now, the first thing that I don't want to see are product repeats, either from the previous year or, if this is a subscription brand, from their own beauty boxes, or, among all advent calendars. There are a few of repeated products. I'll tell you what they are. The Eve Lom cleanser. Those of you who've been watching my videos know what I'm going to say next. The Omorovitsa Queen of Hungary mist, which is a mist that I like, but there's enough to irrigate a small country in my stash. The NARS Mini Orgasm Blush, Lord and Berry pencils, mane and tail shampoo and conditioner, Ico mini eyeliner, and actually from last year onwards, the Augustinus Bader cream, and maybe molten brown chargels. I can use molten brown chargels up, definitely, like the QH mist from Omorovitsa, but I'd like to see something else instead of the molten brown chargels, and invariably they send out pink pepper pod, which is my favorite fragrance, but I've seen enough of them. So different products, there are enough products out there. I know that to a large extent advent calendar curators will have to rely on what individual brands provide. Even so, maybe ask for a different product this time, or try to negotiate, or say if you send out a bit of your vitamin C cream instead of the QOH mist, maybe people will want to buy the full size or something like that, and instead of the Eve Lom cleanser, maybe something else from Eve Lom SPF or something. So different products would be nice. These are seen ad nauseum. We've seen these in beauty boxes, advent calendars, gifts with patches, everywhere. Now, what I absolutely do 100% want to see from advent calendars is for the total cost of the full-size products alone to be greater than the cost of the calendar itself. And, for the value of minis, deluxe sizes, travel sizes, sample sizes, whatever, not to be counted at all. Because minis, deluxe size, travel size, sample size, you get free with purchase. So technically you should pay for the full sizes and the minis should come free. Ergo, the cost of the total value of the full-size products in the advent calendar must be greater than the total value of the advent calendar. That said, there are a lot of advent calendars without any full-size products, or with just one or two full-size products. Collection of minis. I don't know why not they're even selling those, because that is utter nonsense. You should have. Why are you paying for 25 minis in fancy packaging? If there are full sizes that are equal to or more than the value of the calendar, then by all means go ahead. And I'm also kind of stricter this year. For me, the total value of the full-size products in the advent calendar that I will use must be greater than what I pay for the calendar. So if there are 14 products in an advent calendar and I will use only 6, I'm going to have to give away the rest. I'm only going to be using 6. Then the total cost of those 6 products must be greater than the cost of the advent calendar, whatever I pay for it. That's how I'm going to decide whether to buy an advent calendar this year or not. I think that we've become quite easily satisfied over time. And, brands are getting away with just including minis in fancy packaging and calling them advent calendars. I know that I will probably get trolled for this, but the thing is, I consider myself a bit of a seasoned advent calendar buyer. As I told you, I've been buying from 2015. That was my first advent calendar. And, from my baby days, my dad and granddad, both granddad worked in shipping, dad still works in shipping. They used to bring home chocolate advent calendars and picture advent calendars and candy advent calendars and so on that they got as compliments from, other shipping agencies or captains of ships or, shipping lines and so on. So I've been used to advent calendars from that time, and now I've been in the beauty advent calendar space for 5 years. And while I was quite easily satisfied at first, now I realize that a lot of it isn't actually quite worth the money that you pay. So I'm looking for value for money. That's all. It's not that, I'm being very, very nasty, or, that I hate on brands. It's just that I'm looking for value for money now. I wasn't easily satisfied earlier. I hope that you do understand what I'm trying to say here, and that it prevents the trolling, because mentally I'm not in a space to deal with trolls actually this year, because of my granddad's illness and the stress that surrounds it. Now, another thing that I don't want to see this year is this nonsense of advent calendars selling out within a minute of launching. In particular, I am talking about advent calendars that launched, I think, 5 or 6 times every Monday or every Tuesday or something, and then everybody went online, broke the internet, and it sold out within seconds each time. I was lucky enough to get my advent calendar the very first time. That is after waking up at stupid o'clock and refreshing my computer 40 million times. But a lot of people missed out and were quite disappointed. And then what happened? The calendars appeared by resellers, marked extremely highly on eBay within minutes. That is arrant nonsense, and I really, really, really don't want to see that happening this year. The advent calendar that I'm talking about in particular is the Yes Style advent calendar. Every Monday, or I think it was, or every Tuesday, or was it Wednesday? I think it was every Wednesday. The advent calendar launched for about 6 weeks, and it sold out. I think it was 6 weeks. I can't remember if it was 5 weeks or not. And then it sold out that very same second that it launched, each time. Some of us managed to get it, some of us didn't. And then resellers sold them on eBay at very, very high markups. Cult Beauty, another one that sold out, I think, in about half an hour or so, 20 minutes, half an hour, if my memory is correct. And then again, it appeared on eBay at 400 quid or so. I hate resellers. Let's not go there. I think that brands have to stock up enough to meet that demand. And this year there's no excuse, because now they know that there is demand for advent calendars, and brands must be responsible enough to stock enough to satisfy us all. And I think these resellers is just nonsense, because they are just taking away from genuine beauty lovers. Now, I want to buy an advent calendar at $150. I can't, because you just bought 5 of them up, or 10 of them up, and you're selling them for $400 a piece on eBay, and you're not even a beauty lover. You're somebody who's out there to make profit. I, on the other hand, am a genuine beauty lover. This is completely unfair. I really don't want to see reselling either this year. I think brands should tackle this. If you're a known reseller, I think brands should not only limit sales to 1 advent calendar per person, but also, ban reseller accounts from shopping on their website forevermore in the future. Now, another thing that I'd like to see is repurposable packaging. Less of doors and more of drawers. Drawer type advent calendars, very repurposable. Another good packaging is from Skin City. Came in a lovely bag that I've been using for travel. I mean, I haven't traveled much this year, but last December I did use this bag. And individual cloth pouches carried each product in here. I will definitely buy the Skin City advent calendar for this reason alone this year. Now, my grandparents took 1 advent calendar from me. I can't remember exactly which year it was. I think it was 2017. For storing their medicines, storing and organizing their medicines in different drawers. Brilliant idea, that. I've been doing this as well. And Look Fantastic 2017. Fantabulous packaging. So repurposable packaging is what I'd like to see. Less of, rubbish to throw out. So the next thing that I don't want to see from brands is toothpaste, vitamins, key rings, merchandise, wash bags, pouches, and so on in advent calendars. I know where to go when I want to buy vitamin supplements. I know where to go for my toothpaste. I know where to go when I want to buy key rings. I know where I want to go if I want to buy merchandise. I know where to go when I want to buy makeup bags, and they certainly won't be the small ones that you get in advent calendars. Mine need to be really, really large. So why on earth are brands including these? I think it's just plain lazy. Add a mascara instead, or I don't know, a blush brush, or a body moisturizer, body scrub, nicer fragrance shower gel. Doesn't matter. But stop sending us things that we don't really want in advent calendar, in beauty advent calendars. years. The next thing is vouchers as a gesture of goodwill. I mean, the pandemic, this year has been awful for most of us. The pandemic and other problems and politics and everything really. I don't want to talk too much, but in my case, my granddad is ill. So a lot of problems, a lot of us have had job problems, budgeting problems, personal life problems. And lockdown took a toll on our mental health as well. So I'd love to see, as a goodwill gesture, brands including, little vouchers as extras, 25 quid, 10 quid, 15 quid. When you shop, you get that much off. Sort of stash them here and there in advent calendars. One voucher piece. I'd love to see that from brands. However, I know that brands are struggling as well, and there's been a reduction in sales all around thanks to COVID. So I don't know if this will actually happen, but hey, wishful thinking. Hey, now the next thing that I want to see is, as I told you, it's been a hell of a year, and I'd love to see pampering products. Skin body products. Luxurious brands, Penhalicons, Halfeti range, and Noble Oil, all Virum. Really top-notch bath and body and skincare brands, Tata Harper and so on, and luxurious under eye creams. We were all stressed. Not all of us slept well this year, so we all got under eye circles and stress lines and things. So luxurious eye creams, nice smelling pampering products, indulgent products, decadent products from luxurious brands. I'd love to see that. It doesn't have to be full size, obviously. I do understand the logistical difficulties of including a 200ml charger in an advent calendar drawer. I'm not completely, entirely stupid, but I'd love to see 75ml or 100ml of that product, because we could all do with some pampering this year. I'd also like to see recent launches and relevant products in recent packaging, not something that was removed from the market in 2016 in outdated packaging. There are brands that have been sending such products out. I'd love to see more recent products. After all, you're charging us for advent calendars. These are not GWPs, so send us new stuff, not old, outdated things. The next thing I'd like to see is good customer service. No breakages, good packaging, secure packaging, taking responsibility for breakages. I haven't had any problems personally. I have had breakages happen, obviously, but brands have taken up responsibility for this and have resent the products. Unfortunately, some of the things that were recent or I broken as well, I couldn't be asked to follow this up over and over last year. But I'd like to see brands, see to it there are fewer breakages this year. 10th and most important, particularly for, this channel caters to people from around the world. I'm very, very specific on that. I don't want to see any shipping restrictions. I think everybody around the world who loves makeup deserves a shot, deserves a chance to buy an advent calendar if they want it. And what do they mean, ships only to the EU or ships only to XYZ? That isn't fair on all our makeup loving family, for want of a better term, fraternity. And if there are products in here that can't be shipped in, a nail polish and things like that, just remove them and replace them with something else, moisturizer, body lotion or something. Problem solved, So I would like not to see shipping restrictions. The problem obviously is COVID, which has put a dampener on things, and therefore postal services are not are taking longer to process mail, and there are flight restrictions as well. So because there are no commercial flight paths or even cargo flight paths, some borders are locked and everything. There may be problems, but it would be nice because DHL, for instance, is shipping around the world, and so is UPS and a few other carriers as well. So maybe going for those of your particular country's postal carrier doesn't ship around the world. I think Royal Mail now ships pretty much everywhere. There are a couple of restrictions and there are delays as well, but delays are fine. I just think that everybody needs a shot. It deserves a shot at getting their advent calendar around the world. So those are, in a nutshell, what I want to see and what I don't want to see from advent calendars this year. What do you want to see this year in advent calendars, and what do you not want to see? Do you agree with me? Is there something that you think, oh yeah, she's right? Or is there something that you say, no, I want to see that, you're wrong? Whatever it is, do tell me. So that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please do give me a thumbs up. Please do the subscribe button. Please do ring the notifications bell, and I'll speak to you soon.